Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. Do you play War Thunder during events and want the quickest way to earn the rewards that you want? Well, look no further because this video is for you. In this video, I'll give you 5 easy tips and tricks that you can implement while playing War Thunder that will help you to grind out events as easily as possible, regardless of if it's for air, ground, or naval. This video will help you with all of those, and should even help you a bit outside of events in general play. With that said, if you don't mind, please consider subscribing if you end up taking anything positive from this video. But without further ado, let's get into it. We're already jumping into the first tip. Make a lineup that you're comfortable with. Don't just base it on playing high-ranking vehicles in order to earn a higher score multiplier. There is no quicker way to not earning any points than to play a high-level vehicle that you're not good with at the same time that everyone else is playing high-tier, while mid-tier vehicles are being played by newer players, or people that don't give a damn that the event is happening in the first place. If you only have a single high-ranking vehicle such as a squadron or a premium vehicle, and you die without a kill or an assist in a good portion of your matches, it doesn't matter how good that multiplier is, you'll still earn close to 0 points. On the other hand, if you wind up in the top 1/3 of a mid-tier battle, you can easily earn thousands of score while efficiently grinding a tech tree that you might not already have. Also, if you're playing with relatively low-ranking vehicles, keep in mind that the only way that score is counted is if it's done with a rank 3 or higher vehicle, though rank 1 or higher event vehicles will also count. If you have a regular rank 1 or rank 2 vehicle in your lineup and use it during a battle, all score accumulated by those rank 1 and rank 2 vehicles will not count towards the event total. Also, as a quick aside before getting into the second tip, low ranking vehicles tend to have lower repair costs, so it will be a little bit easier on your wallet. Now for tip number 2, do things that will earn points, such as base capping, assisting, and scouting. Don't necessarily be a Giga Chad kill stealer because you've got the mindset of a Call of Duty kid that steals his mother's credit card in order to charge microtransactions. While teamwork is always ideal in War Thunder and will typically net you the most points, this is especially true during events. Working with each other, even if you can't communicate with players easily via chat or commands, will lead to higher score totals for you and the rest of your team. Third, join a squad. This is kind of linked to number 2. This might sound inconsequential, but by joining up with people that you know in some way, be it in real life, Discord, or whatever, you will stand a better chance of winning. This is due to familiarity with each other's playstyle and, of course, cooperation between squad mates. When you win, you will oftentimes end up scoring more points than in a match where you'd lose, and you have a better time playing War Thunder, which makes the grind far less stressful. Fourth, be aggressive. Timidity does not earn points in War Thunder. Some vehicles in some circumstances lend to a more passive playstyle, such as sniping or bombing, or if you and a single enemy mutually know where each other are and you really can't do anything to counter each other. In instances like that, I guess it's fine to be a bit safer, but otherwise, make every match as intense as possible. Catch enemies off guard and annihilate their flanks and front lines. By doing so, especially if you're effective at this, with medium, light tanks, or with fighters, whatever the vehicle is that you're using, you should earn far more points than if you're just sitting in a corner. And finally, for the 5th tip, this is a multi-part tip. For one, you should switch up nations every now and again to make the grind less grindy. Trust me, this is a big deal because the less stress that you have when playing War Thunder, especially during an event, the easier it is on your brain. For 2, try to use at least part of your lineup to complete your daily tasks. And for part 3, I've always found that it's a good idea to create a lineup with some vehicles that are mostly or completely spaded so that they can act like an anchor in case everything fails, with others being almost totally fresh. This is because upgrading a vehicle, for me, helps to feel more like a tangible and closer goal to work towards than earning tens of thousands of points in order to grind towards a vehicle that may or may not be good. Keeping things fresh in War Thunder, as well as having small goals to work for, makes the grind go by much more easily. And again, this will also make you a little bit less stressed, which should end up making you a more effective player, thus earning you more score. And now for the bonus tip. Yes, I do like to give bonus tips in these, so it's kind of like 5.5 tips, but whatever. Play realistic battles if you're at least as comfortable playing realistic as you are with playing arcade. There tends to be a much higher score multiplier in realistic than what you have in AB, and even more in SB, which is Simulator. That will earn you likely hundreds of more points at the end of each match rather than playing against simply in arcade battles. I know that one's somewhat obvious, kind of like in the same way that saying higher ranks will give you a higher score, but of course that's why I made this a bonus tip. And also a final bit of advice before we officially close out this video. If you don't feel like playing, then do not play. There is not a reason to play any game if you do not feel like doing so. When you start playing a game out of a feeling of necessity or out of the fear of missing out, FOMO, it becomes a job and you will grow to resent it. There is no better way to make it so that you waste your time in War Thunder than by burning yourself out in an event grind and by quitting the game shortly thereafter because you learned to hate it. Also, if you're listening, Gaijin, consider making these events a little bit less taxing, whether it's by making the goals a little bit easier or giving fewer goals in order to get the same quality rewards. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please, if you don't mind, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, as that always means the world to me. If you have a tip regarding events, please leave it in the comments below so that everyone else can benefit. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.